Hello everyone. First of all, let me talk to you about something that seems ordinary but is very important. Don't neglect breakfast, especially for us elders over 60. Breakfast is not only about filling our stomachs, but also an important opportunity for muscle repair and maintaining strength throughout the day. As people age, muscle mass and strength gradually decline. This age-related muscle loss is medically known as sarcopenia. It is not simply a matter of losing weight, but rather affects the ability to walk, climb stairs, pick up things, and even maintain balance, increasing the risk of falls and fractures. Research and authoritative consensus have identified muscle strength as an important indicator for assessing sarcopenia, suggesting that we should prioritize the prevention of muscle loss in our daily lives. Why is breakfast particularly important in combating sarcopenia? There are two simple reasons. First, when we sleep at night, we haven't eaten for 8 to 12 hours. In the morning, our body is in a window period, which is a crucial time for muscles to need nutrients for repair and synthesis. Second, the elderly have a slower response to protein synthesis than the young, which means that a more sufficient amount of protein is needed to stimulate muscle protein synthesis. A balanced diet with 3 meals a day, especially breakfast supplemented with high-quality protein, can better support muscle metabolism throughout the day. Numerous studies in nutrition and geriatrics suggest that the elderly should evenly distribute their protein intake throughout the 3 meals, rather than piling up most of the protein at dinner. When it comes to is there enough protein, exactly how much is needed, authoritative advice provides us with clear references. For generally healthy elderly people, the common recommendation is to consume at least 1.0 to 1.2 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight daily. If one has been undergoing resistance training for a long time or has chronic diseases and nutritional risks, it is recommended to increase the intake to 1.2 to 1.5 grams per kilogram per day. This is not a harsh figure, but rather to counteract the decline in synthetic capacity brought about by age and help maintain muscle mass. In other words, for an elderly person weighing 60 kilograms, the target protein intake should be approximately between 60 and 90 grams. The specific amount should be adjusted based on the individual's exercise volume and health condition. Apart from the daily total amount, each meal is particularly important. Clinical research has put forward the concept of 30 grams of high-quality protein per meal. For many adults over 60 years old, consuming at least 25 to 30 grams of protein per meal and containing sufficient leucine is more conducive to maximizing the stimulation of muscle protein synthesis. Leucine is a key amino acid. Consuming approximately 2.5 to 3 grams of leucine per meal can trigger the switch for muscle synthesis. Therefore, breakfast should also strive to reach this single meal protein intake or be as close to it as possible, rather than piling up all the protein for dinner and finishing it in one meal. Okay, now let's move on to the most practical part. Breakfast combinations that suit the tastes of Chinese elderly people are easy to chew and digest and are high in protein. The first category is the egg and soy products combination. For instance, a bowl of smooth and tender egg custard made with 2 eggs, a cup of warm soy milk or a small bowl of soft tofu, accompanied by a small slice of whole wheat bread or half a bowl of oatmeal. Eggs and soy products are both high-quality sources of protein. They are easy to digest and have a mild taste, making them suitable for the elderly with poor teeth or weakened digestive power. The second category is the milk plus grains plus fruits combination. A cup of hot milk or yogurt with a bowl of oatmeal or whole wheat steamed buns, and a boiled egg or a small bowl of tofu pudding. This combination not only supplements high-quality protein, but also provides slow-release carbohydrates and vitamins and minerals. The third category is lean meat or seafood porridge. Cook chicken breast, lean pork, or shrimp into a soft and tender porridge. Add some minced vegetables. It is both warm to the stomach and rich in protein, making it suitable for winter or those with a small appetite. The key is to include egg whites in your breakfast instead of just having pastries or white porridge. To make it easier for everyone to operate, I'll provide a few more specific combination examples. Each can be adjusted according to your personal appetite, for you to use alternately in the morning. Example 1. Steamed egg custard, 2 eggs, a little salt, plus a cup of warm soy milk plus a slice of whole wheat bread. Example 2. 250 milliliters of milk plus half a bowl of oats plus a small amount of crushed nuts plus a boiled egg. Example 3. Lean chicken shreds porridge or shrimp porridge, cooked rice until soft, plus a small dish of cold mixed tofu or a small amount of stir-fried green vegetables. Example 4, sweeter taste. Yogurt plus a small handful of nuts plus a banana plus a small bowl of brown rice porridge. The key point is to include at least one of egg/milk/beans/lean meat/fish/shrimp in the combination, and try to make the protein intake of a single meal approach the target of 20 to 30 grams. Many friends would ask, will eating too much protein harm the kidneys? This is a common and concerning issue. For elderly people with normal kidney function, moderately increasing protein intake within the recommended range is usually safe and very necessary for muscle maintenance. However, if one has chronic kidney disease or has been advised by a doctor to have limited kidney function, they must adjust their protein intake and protein sources under the guidance of a physician or nutritionist and should not increase them blindly. If you have hypertension, diabetes, or chronic liver or kidney diseases, please consult your attending physician first before adjusting your diet. When it comes to nutritional coordination, don't forget the role of carbohydrates and fats. Proteins are the materials for muscle repair. Carbohydrates are the immediate energy after exercise and daily activities, and an appropriate amount of carbohydrates can prompt insulin in the body to function, delivering amino acids better to muscle cells. Therefore, having a combination of coarse and fine staple foods, such as sweet potatoes, oats, whole wheat bread, and multigrain porridge, for breakfast is beneficial for stabilizing blood sugar, enhancing post-meal satiety, and promoting muscle synthesis. The cooking method should be light and low in oil, avoiding deep frying and excessive saltiness, which is beneficial to the health of the cardiovascular and cerebrovascular systems. Nutrition is the foundation, but exercise is also a panacea. Just by eating protein, muscles won't grow automatically. To make proteins build muscles, strength training is needed as a stimulus. For the elderly, recommended exercises include at least 2 to 3 resistance training sessions per week, such as bodyweight squats, sit-up and standing exercises, resistance band stretching, and heel raises, combined with 150 minutes of moderate aerobic activity per week, such as brisk walking, jogging, swimming, or Tai Chi. Resistance training can start with low intensity and few repetitions, gradually progressing, while paying attention to movement safety and breathing coordination. If conditions permit, it is safer and more effective to do so under the guidance of a rehabilitation therapist or coach. The combination of nutrition and exercise is the golden combination for combating sarcopenia. Here are several simple and safe sets of home lower limb strength exercises suitable for most friends over 60 years old to try. Exercise 1. Sit to stand. Get up from the chair and sit back down. Keep your feet shoulder width apart and use your leg strength as much as possible without holding your hands. Start with 8 to 10 repetitions as one set and do 2 sets a day. Exercise 2. Wall squat. Squat with your back against the wall to a comfortable depth and hold for 10 to 20 seconds. Repeat this 5 to 8 times. Exercise 3. Standing heel raises for calves. Hold onto a table or chair and lift and lower your toes. Do 15 to 20 repetitions as one set. Do 2 sets every day. Exercise 4. Resistance band side leg raises. Sit or stand and use a resistance band to do abduction exercises to strengthen the hip joint muscles. Do 10 to 15 repetitions on each side. It is recommended to do it 2 to 3 times a week, and try to do it within 1 to 2 hours after morning exercise or meals to complement the utilization of protein. Before starting any new training, if you have cardiovascular, cerebrovascular, or other serious diseases, please consult a doctor first. Many friends may ask, what if I have a poor appetite for breakfast and can't eat so much? This is a very realistic problem. The solutions include dispersing or concentrating the protein. Dispersing means dividing the required protein into several small amounts for intake, such as drinking a nutritious milkshake or soy milk in the morning, and then having a serving of yogurt or a protein bar in the middle of the morning. Concentration involves choosing high-protein but small-sized foods, such as a cup of high-protein yogurt, 2 boiled eggs, or a small handful of roasted sesame seeds, and a few slices of low-fat cheese. There are also oral nutritional supplements, ONS, available on the market that meet the needs of the elderly. They can be used as temporary supplements when food intake is insufficient or there is a nutritional risk. However, it is best to consult a nutritionist before long-term use. When it comes to the priority of specific ingredients, animal proteins, milk, eggs, lean meat, fish, and shrimp usually contain all the essential amino acids for the human body, have high biological value, and good muscle synthesis effect. Soybeans and their products are excellent representatives of plant-based protein, with a relatively complete amino acid composition. They are particularly suitable for people who are lactose intolerant or do not often eat meat. A reasonable combination of animal protein and soy products can balance taste, cost, and nutritional effect. It is recommended to consume at least one type of animal protein or an equivalent amount of soy products every day. Pay attention to changing the ingredients and maintaining diversity. To facilitate memory and execution, here's a simple breakfast template idea for everyone. 1 egg plus 1 milk/bean plus 1 staple food plus 1 vegetable. That is to say, at least 1 egg product or an equivalent protein substitute, a glass of milk or soy milk, an appropriate amount of coarse grain staple food, half a bowl of brown rice/oats/ a slice of whole wheat bread, and a small portion of vegetables, such as cold cucumber salad or a small amount of stir-fried green vegetables should be included in the breakfast. In this way, a meal will comprehensively cover protein, carbohydrates, fat, and vitamins and minerals. Adhering to this simple template is beneficial to muscles, bones, and metabolism in the long run. I would like to emphasize one point about the sense of ceremony. The temperature and taste of breakfast can affect the elderly's appetite. Many elderly people prefer warm and soft food because it is easier to chew and digest. For instance, heating milk or soy milk to a warm temperature, making steamed egg custard or boiled eggs with eggs, and choosing a more tender mixed grain porridge or soft steamed buns as the staple food can not only increase food intake, but also ensure the absorption of nutrients. When cooking, adding mild seasonings such as ginger and scallions appropriately can not only enhance the flavor, but also stimulate appetite. But the amount of salt and oil used should be controlled. Apart from protein and exercise, there are also some details worth noting. It is important to maintain an adequate total energy intake because when energy is insufficient, protein may be prioritized by the body as energy rather than for muscle repair. Vitamin D and calcium are beneficial for bone and muscle functions. Moderate sun exposure and vitamin D supplementation under the guidance of a doctor can improve muscle strength and balance. Chronic inflammation, long-term diseases, and the effects of medication may also affect muscle health. Regular physical examinations and communicating with your doctor about medication adjustments are equally important. For elderly people with limited mobility or difficulty swallowing, family members can increase protein intake by changing the form of food. Cook chicken breast until it is tender and then mince it, or blend tofu and eggs into a smooth tofu soup and steamed eggs, and use a blender to make a smooth milk smoothie, which retains nutrients and is convenient to swallow. Nutritionists also often recommend having small portions of high-nutrition snacks, such as soy milk with steamed eggs, yogurt with avocado puree, between meals to avoid not being able to finish one meal and resulting in insufficient protein throughout the day. In actual operation, formulating a sustainable habit is more important than short-term, explosive growth. It is recommended to start doing 3 things from today. First, make sure to have a source of protein for breakfast every day: eggs, milk, soy products, lean meat or fish. Second, arrange 2 simple resistance training sessions per week, which can be completed at home. Thirdly, weigh yourself every month and pay attention to changes in gait and ability to climb stairs. If you notice a significant decrease in physical strength or a sudden drop in weight, you should seek medical attention as soon as possible to assess muscle mass and function. Early detection and early intervention yield the best results. If you usually have problems with your blood sugar or blood lipid levels, you should also pay attention to the choice of carbohydrates for breakfast. Give priority to coarse grains with a low glycemic index, such as oats, brown rice, sweet potatoes, and eat them together with protein. This can delay the rise of blood sugar and reduce insulin fluctuations. For people with cardiovascular and cerebrovascular diseases, choosing low-fat dairy products, fish and skinless poultry, and reducing the intake of processed meats will be more beneficial to overall health. Nutritional adjustments are best implemented gradually under the guidance of a family doctor or a nutritionist. Here are a few more suggestions on the psychological and social aspects. Having breakfast with family or friends is more likely to help you stick to it, and social scenarios can enhance your sense of pleasure and appetite. If you live alone, you can prepare several sets of easily preserved breakfast ingredients, such as boiled eggs, low-sugar soy milk powder, and instant oats. In the morning, you just need to have a simple combination. These life tips can help turn a scientific diet into a long-term habit. To sum up today's advice in one sentence, don't treat breakfast as an optional meal. Instead, consider it the golden time of the day to recharge your muscles. The goal is to include sufficient high-quality protein in breakfast every day, combined with regular lower limb strength training and a balanced diet overall. Only in this way can we maintain muscle mass and walking ability in the long term, reduce the risk of falls and injuries, and make our later years more stable and powerful. If you have a special illness or are unsure whether your diet and exercise plan is suitable, please be sure to consult your attending doctor or a registered dietitian and adjust it according to your personal situation. Don't forget to turn on the notification bell so you don't miss the next video. We'll delve into more daily foods that can quietly improve your health from the inside out. Please take good care of your physical strength before we meet next time. Your mornings should not only be delicious, but also help you build an ideal body and protect your ideal life with food.